So the challenges to good science could be a bunch of wrong information. The attempt to purposely deceive people by presenting findings that are false is called fraud. It's to cheat people, right? Misleading people and make people to believing the wrong information. And the pseudoscience are those claims may not have the intent to deceive, but instead have not used scientific inquiry. They do not use the scientific methods to investigate. And those claims are called pseudoscience. That's not real science. For example, a couple of years ago, some people say we can get energy just extracted from the water. We can use we can develop cars, just use water as fuel. And for thousands of years, we use fire, right? And suddenly those people have this fancy theory, we can use water as a fuel. How can you use that? It's against the science theory. It's against the first and second laws of thermodynamics. And if we can use the water as a fuel, then we don't need the fire for thousands of years. So something like that. And the bias, that means people tend to think one way instead of think in an objective way. Okay, so there's a bunch of examples in the textbook. You can see, like, you flip the coins. Some people say, hey, I have this side 5 times already, so next time it could be more on the other side, which is not true. When you flip a coin, each side has 50%. Every time it's 50% of a possibility. That's it. It's not like it's more likely to be this side or the other. So that is a bias. Misinformation is very broad concept of all the wrong information, including rumor, including urban legend, spam, all that. And some of the wrong information, the medium try to make people to believe, like politics or other sorts of all kinds of information flowing in the newspaper, magazines, and in the TV that are not really scientifically truthful information. So as scientists, I see all my students as scientists. We need to use our own judgment objectively. Okay, observe and think carefully if those information are true or false. I want to mention the peer review. Okay, one scientist has great funding and he's going to publish his paper in Nature. Before the publication, how do we ensure it's high quality scientific paper? He will go to the board, the editorial board. The editorial board will appoint other independent scientists in the same field. Okay, they will review the scientist's draft before it's published. It's called peer review. So peer review really makes sure the scientific funding to be published is high quality and it's truthful. Because the peer that refers to the independent principal investigators in the same field. This is a very important process to guard the quality of science. The last thing I want to explore with you is the ecological footprint. So the definition is ecological footprint analysis translates individual actions such as energy use, food consumption, and material use into an estimate of the total natural resources needed to support these actions expressed in terms of land area. So long story short, what is EF? EF is a land area we estimated for each person, okay, to meet his or her needs. Those lands include fishing grounds, built-up land, cropland, grazing land, carbon emissions, and forest land. So the land area is expressed as global hectare. This is a measure of land and the sea area required to provide the resources for the goods humans consume and the waste that must be absorbed. So we do not only consume the resources, we produce the waste. The waste eventually go to the nature. The nature has to clean for us, and we need those resources to clean the waste for us. That is also included. So you can see the footprint is our impact, our living styles, our choice of actions, and our impacts on the earth. Okay, so the EF analysis estimates environmental impact per person at particular levels of affluence and technology use. And we will explore the affluence and technology use in Chapter 6. And if you read textbook from 161 to 163, it explains very well what is ecological footprints and how to analyze the data. And if we look at this food, this is our food on earth, okay? This is the land we use to consume goods and clean our waste. If we compare low income, middle income, and high income, we can see the low income and the middle income, those colors pretty similar. It's not hugely different. And the big part of the difference is a gray area, right? The gray area is the carbon emissions. So we can see in the high income family, they tend to have much higher carbon emissions. Okay, so at this point, I just want to introduce this concept as you learn more and more, and you will have better understanding what is the footprint. So I want you to go to this website and calculate your footprint and post in the Padlet. I provide the link on D2L, and to see how much our EFs are, okay, and what are the actions we can take to lower our footprint. I need everybody to look at this figure in Chapter 1 really closely. This is very interesting figure. This is a footprint of different countries. China is the largest because China has the most population, the biggest population. And each country have different size of feet, okay? But does that mean per person the EF is the highest in China? No. Per person it's 3.7, and in the United States per person is 8.4. Okay, so population is not the only factor to affect the size of the footprint of a country. Okay, there's other factors playing into this picture, and it is complicated than just thinking about population. So I need you to study this figure really close because I will have quiz questions in the assignment. So this kind of concludes the first chapter, and I have a quiz as an assignment just to test what I lectured in the video. I want to say these chapters are not evenly spread out through the semester. Chapters 4 to 11 are the heaviest. So when I hope in the future, the chapter 1 is kind of light, okay, because this is just the beginning. And I hope when you go to those heavier chapters, do not give up, okay? It's still the same thing we do. Videos, PPT slides, and homework, just hang in there. You will do great.